On today's episode, we're discussing the real bombshell of Love Island. It is Maya Jama's iconic outfits.
She's next level.
Glorious, isn't she?
Also, I love how unbothered she is.
Our ultimate girl crush is back on our screens after a 10-year break. Has everyone seen that Cameron Diaz has returned to acting after like a 10-year hiatus and having said that she was retiring?
Yes, so I actually started watching this last night, but I fell asleep.
We also discuss how to get out of a January style rut.
And put on like some platform Uggs, which
Yeah,
would like surprise people, but I'd get as far as the shop.
Yeah, and then you're like, and then my heels on.
Yeah, and then I'd be back in the house again.
And what to do if a girlfriend is copying you. It's a good one, so don't miss it. Welcome to the SheerLuxe podcast. I'm your host, Polly Sayer, and today I am joined by Vanessa and Nana to chat all things new and noteworthy, our favourite celeb moments, and answer your dilemmas. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe for our channel for weekly updates. It really helps us out. Let's begin with some outfits first, shall we? Hi, both.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, really good.
Cold.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, we're all cold, but
That's
looking...
a running theme in my life.
You look very
Yeah.
chic, though.
Thank you.
Where's your suit from? I'm obsessed.
Suit is actually brand new Zara. I saw it on the website. You know, one of those things in Zara that you just instantly have to get. One of those, you know me, like I just love a suit.
Yeah, I like the shape of the blazer. It's kind of nipped in. At
Yeah,
the waist,
nipped in waist, great shoulder pads, and matching kind of barrel leg trousers. And then I have teamed them with a little black knit from H&M and burgundy patent heels from Mango.
Slaying.
So yeah, head to toe high street, me.
Gorgeous.
Look at you.
It's great. Vanessa, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a vintage blouse and then naked blazer, Zara jumper on top for a bit of warmth on the shoulders. Zara, like full leather shorts and naked burgundy little ballerinas.
Cute.
Yeah, I love the colour palette that's going on here as
Thank you.
well.
I wasn't sure at first of the green and the burgundy, but then I was
Yeah.
like, you know what?
No,
it actually works.
Yeah,
So-
it does. Enjoy
Really
that.
works.
How about you, Paul?
I am wearing an Aquascutum blazer that I got on eBay. A jumper from Almada label, which I seriously haven't taken off
Yeah.
since I got it. It's probably a bit gross actually by this point. Citizens of Humanity jeans and Miu Miu loafers, which I also got on eBay.
Yeah, I was sure. I was looking at those and I was thinking they actually have like a vintage look about them. Do you know what I mean? They're
probably
really
because they're a bit worn.
no, but I love it in a good way. Like they look really nice.
in a good way. I'm so pleased with these. I will tell literally anyone that listens. I'm like, I got them on eBay.
I need to
Such a
start
bargain.
doing that.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. I went
bargain.
into the shop and like found them and like tried them on
Yeah.
like new, and I was like, oh my god, these are amazing but so expensive. And then it
Yeah.
just felt like a real stroke of luck to find them pre-loved. Anyway,
That.
how have you both been? It's my first one of the year, this. So I
Oh
feel
my
like we need
gosh,
to
yeah,
catch
it
up.
is. Yeah, first pod of January 2025. Yeah, it's been really good. Obviously, I went on holiday.
Yes, how's
Start of
that?
the year, which was great.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a bit of winter sun?
Tell us where you went.
I went to Brazil. I was in Sao Paulo, Rio, and a little island called Paraty, which was just
Gorgeous.
gorgeous. Yeah, everyone needs to put Rio on their bucket list if they haven't already. Can't recommend it enough.
I mean, yeah, it looks so vibey.
How about you,
So nice.
Vanessa?
I did the opposite. I went to Austria near Kitzbühel in Tyrol
Yeah.
to like a hotel that's focused on food, which is, you know, the dream
Divine.
for me. So like the chef there has 3 Hauben, which is like the Austrian like Michelin.
Yeah.
And like so every dinner would be like a tasting menu, like a 5-course tasting menu.
Gosh, that sounds
and
divine.
they had like a spa there as well, and you could ski. Like it was just like really, really wholesome
Yeah.
for winter. It's called Spottalm in Kirchberg. Really, really
Gorgeous.
lovely.
Yeah, I love a little ski
You
trip.
had some news, I think.
I was gonna
so-
say.
Yeah, I mean-
a little thing happened.
I got engaged, which is very exciting. Yeah, we were skiing also when that happened. Yeah, he did very well with proposal on the ring.
I
It was
know,
very
the ring
cute.
is stunning.
Yeah, he did good. For those who aren't, well, I guess even if you're watching, you probably can't see it from like that far.
It's ready.
Yeah, he got me a little emerald cut. I think it's called bezel setting.
Okay.
I've learned this.
Yeah.
With like 2 either side, which I just think is really cool. It's got quite like an Art Deco-y feel. It's funny, like people ask you, like, did you expect it?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, obviously I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel like you always do to a degree. And they're like,
Yeah.
did he do the ring all by himself? Obviously not. Like, I gave him some pointers.
Yeah,
But, you know, like, fair play if your guy just managed to pick something off like the
Off the bat,
without
like,
any
yeah.
suggestions.
I feel like I'd be throwing hints constantly.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
have you seen my Pinterest board?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Just-
literally what I
was
did.
just talking to their phone, describing
Yeah, just
what I want.
a little cut. Bezel setting.
Yeah, and then it
Trio.
started getting ads.
Yeah.
So, job done.
Nice.
So weird.
Maybe we should keep seeing all these rings pop up.
Yeah, so bizarre. So yeah, I'm in the process of wedding planning now, which is very exciting. We've booked a venue and
Oh, wow. Done that already.
yeah, we're
That's
kind
so
of,
quick.
yeah, it is
efficient.
quite quick, but we're quite efficient. Like
Yeah.
it helps that he's quite keen to be involved with the planning, which not all guys are, and I
Yeah.
think it takes a bit of the pressure off you as the woman.
Yeah.
We're obviously talking in a very traditional setting here, but yeah, we've kind of decided on somewhere in London, which is very exciting. We've got a date to work towards, winter wedding.
Oh,
Yeah,
different.
very different. I know, really. You know, we were like initially like abroad, somewhere warm, and now we're doing London when it's about as cold and dark as it ever is.
Oh, but you know, I feel like it'll be really special that way because it'll be
Yeah.
like different. And
Yeah,
I think
so-
city weddings are such a like cool girl thing to do. So like,
you.
if anyone can do it, come
Yeah.
on, like it's gonna be you.
Thanks, babe. Shall we talk about new and noteworthy things that we're loving right now?
Yes.
Vanessa, I'll come to you first.
I finally caught up on Love Island. I was very like Traitors focused, but this weekend I had a bit too much time on my hands, so I was like, I'm gonna catch up on this. And I have a theory, right? So in the second episode, I think Ekinsu joins as like bombshell, but I'm convinced that she was like hired as like a incognito producer in the show, because have you noticed she like stirs the pot but in a very
She
like strategic
does.
way constantly, and I'm
Yeah,
like, wait
she
a
really,
minute.
like riles people up, as in
Yeah.
like not, you know, by annoying them. She just sort of like when Alma and what's his face were copying off, and then Kaz goes off with him and snogs
Ronnie,
him. She sort of
my
says to Alma
nemesis.
like, "Are you annoyed by that?" She's like, "No, I don't mind them going off." She's like, "I think you should be annoyed by that." And then you're like,
She
It's like
really
planting lots of seeds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like you know,
yeah.
she doesn't do it in like a really like emotional way, you know, when they
Yeah,
argue and
yeah,
stuff. And
yeah.
it's more like she puts thoughts into people's heads. She's constantly advising people on what to do, and it's just giving me producer vibes.
although I feel like maybe she wants to be relevant, and perhaps she's like, what I need to do in order to be relevant in the show and to get some more airtime is to be a bit of a like controversial character.
Yeah, just insert yourself in situations.
And she is very confident. She knows what she wants. Certainly, I mean, she's either pretending or she really does like know what she wants and is very confident. But I kind of rate it.
She knows how to like behave in front of the camera. Like,
Yeah.
Although her and Curtis is not a
no, it's
like this is
Is
really
that who
neat.
she's matched with?
I don't think they were put together, but she chose him, and I would never put those two together.
I was quite surprised. I thought she was going to go for Scott because
Yeah.
he's like a bit older and a bit like more like calm, but she went for the goofy.
Yeah. This weekend I was like trying to look for an episode and I like couldn't find one. I don't know if I like missed it, but I was like, oh damn. So embarrassing because I like to think I'm kind of high and mighty and above it all. But obviously I'm now like, oh, I wish Love Island was on. I'm bored.
I'm missing an episode.
It is entertaining, and I like
is.
All Stars because they're obviously already media trained, so they know that they have to make some like sort of drama, and like they are just so much quicker. Like in 1 week, they've all made out with at least one person,
Yeah, it's
whereas
good.
in normal Love Island, it takes like I feel like 2 weeks until like they're actually like they're just like.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie literally made out with Alma and was like, "I'm serious about you," and then 3 minutes later, he was in the secret garden making out with.
He
with
knows
Kaz.
what he's got to do to get spare time.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, fair play
yeah.
that man. But it is juicy. I know obviously you have to take it like they're all going on this because they want to be extra famous. But even like Ian Sterling in the voiceover is kind of like making a joke out of that. So
Yeah.
they're aware.
Yeah.
What is being said and what
Exactly,
they're doing.
exactly.
But it nevertheless, you're right, it's entertaining.
It's so entertaining. Do you think Davide is going to join?
Oh my God, can you imagine?
I really want. I feel like he's comedy gold, and
He
like
is funny.
he would make it so funny.
He would. So, like, for those who don't know, Davide and Ekinsu, who is currently in it and dropped in as a bombshell, they were together. And I think they won it that season, didn't they?
They won it, and
Yeah,
they were
they
together
did
for
win,
ages
yeah.
afterwards.
That would So the cat amongst the pigeons, I think, if he came
But
back
then
in.
I do also think when they do this with Love Island, it then turns into like X on the Beach.
Yeah.
Like,
He's so
I'm
X on
like,
the beach.
It's just another version of that. Do you know
I
what
did love
mean?
X on the beach. It was so stupid and so silly, but
It was
like,
ridiculous. I actually starred the
juicy.
promo for that one.
Did
Yeah, for
you?
MTV, yeah.
Best job you've ever had, clearly.
Yeah, literally.
I just find it so much more entertaining because they
Yeah.
all, and it's always like, oh, this girl slipped into my DMs, this guy slipped into
Yeah,
my DMs.
'cause
Like
they all know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they're
we'll
all
do the
kind of
circuit
in the
of,
same
like,
circles, aren't they? Which
yeah.
I actually kind of find more interesting
Yeah.
than like a bunch of strangers who are like getting to know each other, because when they did that game where they had to assign red flags to the boys and one of them's like, well, you messaged me while you had a girlfriend and stuff. And you're just like, this is great. This is way more interesting.
Yeah, so juicy.
So juicy. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a guilty pleasure.
Definitely. But, 9 o'clock, me every night.
Yeah. And what else are we doing in January?
Literally. Apart from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll watch Traitors then.
Yeah. Vanessa, anything else to recommend?
Actually, on the January note, every January we book a restaurant that we go to, like just to cheer us up, like a nice little like dinner out. And this year we went to Ida, I don't know how to say it. It's like a tiny restaurant in Queen's Park, family run by this Italian family. Like it's honestly so cute, perfect date spot as well. Like it looks like you're transported into like this tiny Italian restaurant somewhere. It was so lovely. The atmosphere was nice. The prices were actually all right as well. I had the crab linguine and like, it just was,
Delicious.
it's so
I'm
good because the
hungry.
pasta's handmade as well. Like it just felt like very authentic. And then the tiramisu there is also like really good, not too sweet, because it's so tiny. Like there's literally just like 4 or 5 tables in there.
Okay.
Such a cute vibe. Highly recommend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Had to book in advance, like everywhere else in London.
We booked ages ago, but then we had to rebook because someone was ill and it was absolutely fine. So I reckon
okay.
like a month to 3 weeks before, like, you would anyway.
I'll add that to my list. Thank you very much. Nana, what are you into at the moment?
I feel like I always talk about Paramount shows on this podcast, but another series that someone had recommended to me, I got into this weekend. It's called Landman. It's got Billy Bob Thornton in it, and it's basically about oil drilling in Texas, and it's just the cast is really funny, so it's like drama / a little bit of comedy at the same time. And yeah, I literally whizzed through it. Like as I said, I was in a weekend, so 10 episodes, about an hour each. But if you like Yellowstone,
Yeah.
have you watched Yellowstone?
I haven't watched yours.
No.
Watched a bit of Yellowstone.
Yeah, so basically it's the same producer, I can't remember his name right now, but anything that's on Paramount, he's pretty much done. If you think of like Shonda Rhimes and if you like Scandal and Grey's Anatomy and things like that, he is the male version of Shonda Rhimes essentially, and is making all of these great new TV shows, Lioness. He also made that. But yeah, Landman, that would be my absolute recommendation if you've not seen it yet. I am also really looking forward to Prime Target, which is a new TV show that is going to be released this week on Apple TV, starring Leo Woodall from White Lotus and One Day
I think
fame.
I've seen this trailer. Does he got an American accent in it?
Yes, I believe so. And it's something like he's like a mathematician. It's something about codes. And I don't know. The trailer looked good.
Yeah.
And obviously anything that he's in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even really fancy him that much, but I just really like him
drawn in.
drawn in
Yeah.
as an actor.
Yeah.
And it looks like it'll have a really good plot. So
Yeah.
some great TV
Yeah,
to watch and
there
some
is
great
a lot.
TV coming up.
It's almost overwhelming. I feel like I'm up to the challenge.
Yeah.
January.
Got nothing else going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I may as well sit at home watching this stuff. Has anyone watched Severance?
No,
the new season
I
yet?
couldn't get into the first season, and
okay.
everyone is like raving about it. And obviously,
Yeah.
now season 2 has come out. I'm like, do I need to try again?
Yeah, I do think it is really great, but maybe it's not for everyone. I think it's a bit of a slow burn at the start, which I know is obviously the most annoying thing that people say, because you're just like, well, why should it be a slow burn? I should just be hooked in. But the story is really like I'm hooked on it now, and it's quite clever, and the music's really like eerie, and the setting like is so well done. I kind of needed a reminder on the first episode of the second series of like what happened, because like it was, I swear it was probably 2 years ago that came out.
I really,
and I'm like,
that long,
what even happened? I've got a terrible memory.
I actually also started watching Only Murders in the Building.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that show.
Really,
It's one of my favourite shows.
Everyone was going on about it, and I was like, I'd run out of things to watch. Yeah, I was like, oh, what can I watch? So I started that.
It's a bit silly.
It's
But,
quite
like, you
silly,
have,
but
like-
it was on in the background, and I was like, it was quite like entertaining. I absolutely adore Steve Martin. Like Father of the Bride is still one of my favorite films.
He's very like, he must be protected at all costs.
Yeah,
that guy.
100%.
It's just a cute like
Yeah.
murder mystery vibe. You know, it's not.
Yeah,
the
it's
most
not anything
like
groundbreaking.
Yeah, but I do like it.
Yeah. I did a really great Pilates class as
did
well.
you? Okay.
Exhale Pilates. Has anyone done Pilates on a tower block before rather than...
Tower block. No.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
so think of like a reformer bed, but like stood up.
Oh. I thought you
that-
meant like the class was in a tower block.
I know.
I was like, okay, it's really specific.
Doesn't matter where it is.
Lots of views.
No, it's literally called the tower rather than like the reformer. I'm going to just describe it really badly, but honestly, it's the hardest Pilates class I've ever done. Like I can still feel it now, and I did that on Friday evening.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that though, when you really feel like you've got something out of it.
And it was such a good stretch, but also just like really great on the core. I think it's similar to if you were doing mat Pilates, where I feel like reformer is great, but you have a lot of support really with the bed being there. There's no support. You've really just got to engage your core.
What's it called? Sorry?
Tower Pilates.
Tower Pilates. Sorry, obviously, I thought I thought it was just like the description. It is literally called Tower Pilates.
Tower Pilates. Okay. And I did it at Exhale Pilates in Marylebone, but they've got studios like all over London.
Interesting.
Give that a try.
Yeah, give it a go.
Okay. I've like recently got into Pilates.
Yeah.
And I quite like.
I hopefully like we can
reformer
pop up a
stuff.
picture of like what a tower Pilates like looks like, because I honestly
I can't imagine it. I imagine it as some kind of like weird like upright coffin or something.
I'm just seeing a reformer just like
it is kind of that, but with like less like the bed's not there and like less things on it. So think of the shape of reformer, but like
So you
like,
you don't really get a lie down at all in it.
I
think that's what I like most about reform is you get a bit of a lie down sometimes.
You're like, oh, just relaxing. No, it has got some mats like underneath it, so you can do lie down at some point. So
I like to feel like at least for about 10 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Let's do a little bit of work.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for that.
Have you got some?
Oh yeah, I've got some things. Of course I do. I wanted to talk about a bag that I'm obsessed with. It's from me and I'm actually going to go and get it. I think we get like questions weekly about like work bags, like nice work bags, and they are hard to find. I think I found it, girlies, because this has got my laptop in it at the moment, and I really didn't think it would fit my laptop.
Yeah.
It also fits so much other stuff in it. I'm actually going to like show you.
You can see how wide it is. At the
Yeah,
bottom.
but it doesn't feel like a really massive bag. If that makes sense. It's like a bowling bag shape for anyone watching without the visuals. But it's like brown suede, bowling bag shaped.
Got a big book in there.
I've got a big book in
Oh
there.
my God, that's
I've got
humongous.
my gloves. I've got a mini mic. I've got some hand cream. I've got some sunglasses. I've
I
got
love
a
that.
camera.
It's like a whole Mary Poppins
Literally.
bag.
Also, I love that that both the hand cream and the book are massive, not
Yeah.
like travel size.
I'm not
Just
like I'm not messing around. I
No.
want the big stuff in this. And I do like to carry around a lot of stuff. So this is the perfect thing for me. And
Does it come in like any other?
it comes in another
Colours,
brown
shades,
shade.
okay.
This, I think I just said, is the tobacco colour. I think it comes in a slightly lighter brown as well.
Yeah.
But it is just like the perfect brown suede, and it's got a little zip pocket inside as well.
It is gorgeous.
I love
like-
pockets and pockets.
Yeah. And for like, so I think it's £495, which obviously like is still like a lot of money, a bit of an investment. But, you know, compared to like, you know, a designer bag like, you know, Miu Miu or Prada or whatever, like, you know, those are thousands. And I think for like, it's kind of similar to that Miu Miu bag that's like viral at the moment. You know, with, like the chains and like little charms on it and stuff.
You can put charms on
I
it.
think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
But it's just such a good bag, and I'm like, I don't know, I haven't felt this way about a bag in a long time. I feel like I'm dating. You know, when you're like, I've met the one. I've met the one.
This is
Like,
the one. No
it's
one
just-
else compares.
Yeah, like it's different this time. You know, I just like it ticks every box. We get on so well. He's got a great sense of humour, and I just love it. So that's my recommendation for anyone looking for a gorgeous bag. You know, and you've got like, you know, if you want under 500 quid or whatever, and it just, I don't know, I feel like I'd wear that out, daytime, work. It's beautiful.
It's lovely.
So,
it is
yeah,
gorgeous.
That's my
is very
big
nice.
Yeah.
reco of the week. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about the TikTok ban which has gone, but then came back.
It's not a band
It
anymore.
was quite funny though.
there's-
All the
Yeah.
all the videos being like, oh, everyone's gone. The Americans are gone. Like,
Yeah.
let's tell all the secrets. And
Yeah,
then
the
them coming
secrets.
back a few hours later, like, guys.
Yeah. Was it influencers saying like, by the way, guys, when I said I did this, I actually don't. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah,
when I
yeah.
say I wake up at 5 to go work out, that was a lie kind of thing. Now it's back.
Now, yeah, it's like, what do you
Yeah,
do? Like,
shoot yourself
how
in the
do you,
foot.
yeah, just got to backtrack so quickly. Yeah, not surprising. Like, I was surprised. I was actually more surprised that it even happened in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I thought as soon as Trump comes in, that's not going to happen. And
Yeah.
lo and behold.
But
it's
did
not
you know
happened.
that Trump apparently, like, this was going back a few years. I think in 2020, he publicly said that he backed the ban, but now has obviously changed his tune because I think he probably got a lot of like his election success through videos of his that have gone viral on TikTok.
Yeah, I
So
think he's got
obviously
like
now he's a fan.
14.5 million followers on TikTok
Yeah.
himself. So
I do kind of wonder how it will pan out. I'm sure it will just, you know, be reinstated for the long term because he wants it to stay. But apparently his Secretary of State has also said more recently that he supports the ban of it because of, you know, the Chinese Communist Party's influence on American citizens. But then was asked, what would you do if, you know, like if the president wants it not banned?
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'd support what the president wants. He's like, okay, someone wants to save
We're
the
just
job.
going around in circles here.
I know.
It's interesting though, isn't it, to see like what happens when like we're so dependent on these social
Yeah.
platforms. Like, you know, you think, oh, TikTok is just social media platform. Like you take it away and like so many people's jobs go.
That was the one thing I felt quite sad about, like when it was looking like it might be banned, like properly, was for, you know, creators and
creators,
people who
yeah.
rely on it for
Yeah.
income. Like, you know, if I was told that Instagram was being banned, I would probably poo my pants.
Yeah.
You know,
I
that's
know,
my
but
like
that's
my
your whole
livelihood.
lifeline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and, you know,
livelihood, yeah, your whole job.
Totally.
essentially.
Yeah. A friend of mine, she runs a sort of small to medium sized business called Partner in Wine, which I think we featured on SheerLuxe before. And she posted about it yesterday or the day before. And she was basically just saying like how sad she felt that it had been banned because so many
Small
businesses of that size
businesses.
built,
Yeah.
you know, she's like, I wouldn't be where I am today without TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You build a community through all
Yeah,
of that and then have a business.
Totally. I don't know. Maybe by the time this goes out, it will be banned again. So we look forward to keeping our eyes on
Yeah,
it.
keeping up on that.
All right. Before we move on, just a little reminder, please do subscribe to SheerLuxe on YouTube or on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, whichever way you listen to the podcast. It really helps us and helps us reach more people. So if you haven't already, please do give us a subscribe. Let's move on to what we're loving on the SheerLuxe platform. Vanessa, what have you been loving?
Yes, I've been waiting for
She's
this
been
moment. It's the only reason I'm here, to defend my innocence. No. Okay, so on TikTok, right, we started this whole Traitors thing where we as an office play the Traitors. So a few people have gotten an email, allegedly, that they are traitors and they have like gotten a task. I think the task was to appear in as many TikToks as possible, from what I can tell. I wouldn't know because I'm not a traitor. And then
That's
it's
what a
kind of
traitor
like,
would say.
Exactly. Well, that's where I went wrong from the get-go. But anyway,
Yeah.
so throughout the last week, people were obviously commenting on the TikToks, like who they think it is. And then people
Who's
were
the most
discussing.
common person that people...
Well, I'm on the list.
Oh.
Apparently, I act
rated.
sus. And I'm like, but that's just me as
Yeah.
a person.
That's just my first
I'm
I
not
am
acting.
suspicious all the time. Well, I made the grand mistake of when the email first came around, I thought it was more of a jokey thing we're doing. So I
Yeah.
went around asking people if they were a traitor, and apparently that made me prime suspect number one. So
wow.
Oh.
shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
I know that now if I apply to be on the real Traitors.
Yeah.
This is really just, helping me
Yeah.
acquire, because they are casting now for the next Traitors.
Oh. Were you tempted?
I am very tempted, but
mean-
I have a full-time job, so.
Yeah, but you have to work.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's just been like it's been so funny seeing like readers get involved and like say this person's been like in loads of backgrounds of videos.
Yeah.
I think you've been accused as well.
Oh,
by
have
someone.
I?
Yeah.
Nana's like, I've not even watched it.
She's like, I have no,
I've got no clue what's going
a
on.
very good traitor move,
Yeah.
really.
I don't know what I am, but
Yeah, sure,
I'm a
like,
traitor,
I'm
sure.
just-
Is that the good one?
I think it's a funny game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like hilarious. I don't know how long we're gonna do it for, but like I'm enjoying
Yeah,
it.
so I'd be interested to see who it is, I guess. Or is it multiple people that are
I think it's
traitors?
multiple people.
Right,
I
okay.
just can't wait to tell people, because every time I try and defend myself,
Yeah.
everyone's like, no.
No.
And on Thursday, when they filmed all these like accusations in the office, I wasn't even there. I was on set and I saw the TikTok in the evening. I went through my feed and I was like, wait a minute, like, what is happening? Everyone was like, Vanessa.
It's clearly the energy you give off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you need to sneak in through the office.
Yeah.
Well, I have a pick that's not Traitors related. It's a bit more traditional site content, but I loved it. It was in the interior section. I feel like I always reference the interior section whenever I
but it's
recommend
so
something.
good.
Yeah.
I just love it so much. It gives me so much inspiration. So it was an interview with interior designer Beata Human. I love her work generally, and just hearing it from the horse's mouth was just so cool. And it actually was quite reassuring, a lot of what she said in her tips about interior design, because I mean, I'm doing my house a bit at the moment and I get very overwhelmed with choices. Like Nana, you understand as well.
100%. Decision fatigue is what I like to call it, because no one warns you about how many decisions you have to make on the smallest thing. Like, what colour's the plug socket going to be? Like, I picked the wrong ones, gold and white, and then actually it needed to be gold and black.
Oh God. And it's just hard to like...
Yeah, to know. So yeah, interior designers, a whole newfound respect for them after doing my house myself.
Totally. You know, obviously these things you get very overwhelmed because they're like not as easy to change, like if you paint or whatever. But she said something along the lines of like, you know, don't worry about if you do like a trend, for example.
Yeah.
So there's so much focus around like, oh, don't, you know, choose timeless things, don't go into trends. But like, she's like, you'll have to repaint in 5 years anyway.
Yeah.
Because it needs a refresh. So, you know, just choose things that are like, you know, like cushions and chairs and things that are easy to move around that are maybe a bit trendier. And then you can mix those up a little bit like easier.
Yeah.
And then painting, obviously, you can be a bit more experimental because you'll have to do that in a few years' time. But like, I think the point was it's like everything moves on after a certain amount of time anyway.
Yeah.
And your home is always in a constant state of development and evolution, and it doesn't have to be like done.
Yeah.
And I think because her style's quite eclectic.
Yeah.
And feels like it's been sort of built up over a long time. And she talks about vintage, but then she also mentions that she loves IKEA as well.
Yeah.
And that's just
Love
quite
IKEA.
like reassuring.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what I
allowed
mean?
to go to IKEA.
Yeah.
That was actually, I did go to IKEA at the
You
weekend
did,
as
for
well.
the kitchen, didn't you? It was very nice.
But also I feel like with timeless, like it's quite personal. Like I think for you, something timeless might be something else than for me. And I think we get so like pressured. Like we think, oh my God, is this like, you know, is this good enough?
Yeah.
Like, especially with interiors, because there's so much to consider.
Yeah,
I think
there is.
sometimes you just have to go with your gut.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely. And also what your taste is, whatever, you're the one that's got to live with it at the end of the day. So everything I've picked is because I like it and I'm the one that's coming home to it.
Yeah.
And gets to enjoy it.
Totally.
So you don't like it, don't come round. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's not your bloody house. is
Yeah.
it?
It's not yours, it's mine.
Yeah.
It's fine, whatever. I'm not annoyed.
I know, like my best friend the other day, she was like, I've got a shelf and I got some Addison Ross salt and pepper grinders. She was like, that's the wrong colour. And I was like, well, no, it's not, because
I
I
like
picked
them.
it and that's the colour I want. She was like, they've got a million colours. She was like, I think you need to pick another one. I was like, I'm not
Everyone's
picking
got their
another
like
one.
opinion, haven't they?
I
And you're just
know.
like, babe, it's not your house.
No, it's mine.
Well, I mean, like, who's to say what's the wrong thing?
That's the thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you should just pick what like brings you joy.
Yeah.
I think. So anyway,
It's blue for reference. It's
Love
a
it.
really nice turquoise blue.
I have been wondering. I was going to ask.
I'll have to check them out. I think if it's from Addison Ross, it's like you can't go far wrong.
Yeah,
They've got lovely
exactly.
stuff.
What
So-
colour did she say was right?
I don't know. So basically, the pepper grinder is black, and then I've got a turquoise blue one
Fun.
to kind of like
That's fun.
offset it. I don't know. I think she thinks I need like an orange or a green or I don't know some other color. But I was like, I like the blue.
I'm sure it works.
This is the talk of the week.
Yeah,
This is the hot stuff.
The Addison Ross salt and pepper grinders. They are cute together.
It's like a lie will die on. You too, babe. I'm sure they look.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to read that though
fabulous.
because I do.
It is worth a read. Like
love
it's
a
just
bit of interiors.
yeah, and especially from her. She's fantastic. So yep, that's on the site in the interior section.
Love.
Let's go on to probably my favourite segment. I love it. A hot topic of the week. Let's chat all things culture, celebrities, and wider news. So What's been your favourite?
Even though I'm not actually watching the show, my Jama's Love Island
Oh my God.
outfits, like
Completely agree.
she, I mean, she can do no wrong in my eyes anyway. Gets me excited for just dressing up again and for summer because
Yeah.
obviously they're in South Africa and it's really hot and just lovely. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to put on really nice dresses again whilst we're like freezing in London currently.
One that she posted yesterday,
one.
the black kind of Bardo neckline mesh number.
Yeah.
I literally gasped when I saw that on my feed this morning. I was just like, should be illegal for someone to look that nice.
Yeah.
She had a really nice kind of like white two-piece skirt and bra top as well the other day that also, again, when you're looking kind of like all sun-kissed. And
it makes me very
so,
like...
Also, her hair is always so perfect.
She's just like...
she's next level.
Glorious, isn't she?
Also, I love how unbothered she is. She comes in, she gives the news, she's like, how is everyone? And she's like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
My job here is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just looked amazing. So and that's the thing, I think, because it's something like I've worked on before. I love just a whole series where you just get a whole block of outfits and you're like, bam, 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 look after look. So shout out to Myra and her stylist.
Yeah.
They're doing an epic job. How about you, Paul?
Has everyone seen that Cameron Diaz has returned to acting after like a 10-year hiatus and having said that she was retiring?
Yes, so I actually started watching this last night, but I fell asleep. It was
That's already a good sign.
No, it was way past my bedtime. I'd done a lot last night. I'd done all my food prep and everything. New film with her and Jamie Foxx on Netflix called Back in Action. They are playing ex-CIA agents, but like now have a family. That's as far as I got.
Okay.
I love her. She looks exactly the same.
Yeah, she does. She looks amazing. My actual favourite bit of all this, I haven't seen the film or anything, is she's married to Benji Madden, who was in Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
And he had posted something that I just found so adorable. He posted this gorgeous photo of her and then captioned it, "This is my queen. I celebrate this badass woman, wife, mummy, friend, partner, boss, and lover. We just hit 10 years married on January the 5th. Every year only gets more fulfilling. It's special, never perfect, always real, always reliable, every day. Getting to have my best friend with me, ride or die. What a beautiful life. I am grateful. We are so happy to see you back in action. Go watch it on Netflix." I'm like, that is so cute.
That's really
adorable.
And then Avril Lavigne then commented saying queen. And I was like,
I'm sorry.
Is this like your teenage?
yeah, honestly, I was like, send me into orbit. Like, oh my God.
Like, all my faves.
All my favourites.
so good.
I know, how lovely is that? It gives me hope. You know, you're 10 years married and he's just like obsessed with her, seemingly. So, yeah.
I'll probably finish watching it tonight.
Okay. Well, let me know how it is.
Yeah. No,
I mean, realistically, I've got nothing else on. I'll probably watch it.
Until 9 p.m.
This is also the film where when they were mid-filming, this is when Jamie Foxx had his stroke. So, yeah, that made me want to watch it even more because I was like, I also love Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he's great, isn't he?
Yeah.
And so that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
As told by Benji Madden. Go watch it on Netflix, guys.
Back in action.
That's tonight's plans. Let's move on to our last juicy segment where we answer your burning questions. Got some quite good ones today, I think. I feel like my friend is trying to steal my identity. She copies everything I wear, eat, and has stolen things from me. And even gone as far as to log into my phone without my knowledge, transfer money from my account to hers. This has happened over a long period of time when we're struggling to confront her. First of all, I would say you need to contact the police about
Yeah, but that's not
this.
copying something, like stealing someone's identity.
And
That's
also,
like actual stealing.
how has she got into your online banking? Like,
Yeah.
how has she got your PIN?
Is she a spy?
Your Face ID? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, this all sounds quite, like,
I think,
troubling.
there comes a point where, like, being scared of confrontation is just not an option anymore. Like, if it's about money as well, like, it needs to be...
addressed.
Like, I agree. Like, police should probably be involved. But, like, maybe first sit her down.
Just, maybe have a conversation. You probably just need to have a friend break up.
Yeah,
is what it sounds
this is obviously,
like.
not serving you anymore.
Because that isn't...
Like, I think the friendship breakup thing is like a really good way of looking at it, isn't it? Because if it was a relationship, like a romantic relationship that wasn't serving you anymore, you would just kind of say, I'm really sorry, this isn't working.
Yeah.
And I think it's possible for platonic relationships
to do that as well.
Because
that's if your partner did that
you'd be like, what the hell?
Such red flag. So why can't that be a red flag for a friend?
Logging into your phone and what else did they say? You know,
Stealing
like
money.
stealing things from you.
Yeah.
That's not a friend.
No.
Is it?
But that's an easy way to like get into the confrontation without having to mention the more like subtle things like the copying, you know.
Or with the copying, what you could do, kind of like when you wore that really bad outfit last week, you could do that and just look terrible.
For anyone who hasn't seen the TikTok, Nana is not just being a little bitchy to me. I deliberately wore a bad outfit for a TikTok. For
Oh yeah, I need to give it. I need to
like
give context.
You could do like Polly wear a shit outfit.
Needed
God,
to give.
I really feel quite like
Needed to give context for that. Apologies. She wore a bad outfit on purpose to fool Georgie.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe just start wearing like bad stuff
and see if she
and then see if she
That's
wants
diabolical.
to see
I
if she
love
wants
it.
to copy
Yeah.
that. I mean, just start having a laugh with it. But
That's like in a movie, you know. I guess a plot twist.
It is like a movie, isn't it? That's a good idea. Next rom-com or
literally
something.
get like dye your hair a really
Yeah.
stupid colour, but actually it's a wig and she does it real.
And then you can be like, that's giving Wagatha Christie vibes, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, I'm going to really check if she is copying me.
Yeah.
But yeah, in summary, I think she doesn't sound like the kind of person you should be
Have
keeping
as
in
a
your
friend.
circle.
Yeah.
It's not.
Agreed.
It's not giving.
It's not giving, is
No.
it? A similar-ish vein. How do you stop being friends with someone you feel you've outgrown, but they make it hard to allow you to distance yourself from them? This is a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because you
this
don't want to
is
be
really-
mean.
Okay, I
No,
actually
especially-
have been on the other side of this,
Okay.
right? So I would recommend if, like, you know, coming from the other side, to just be honest and not excluding people from it. So if there's people attached to this person who are also part of the friend group, to just
Yeah.
make sure you also drop them a message. Look, me and this person are not friends anymore, like, so I won't be hanging out with you anymore. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I just feel like it's fair to let everyone know and just keep it like subtle, because it hurts enough having
Yeah.
someone say, I don't want to be
there's
your
no
friend anymore.
Yeah.
I do think there's something fairly admirable about actually being like honest and saying like, this is how I feel, versus just kind of like ghosting someone and like, because it can be so jarring when someone just like stops talking to you
Yeah.
and you're like, what have I done?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you want that closure.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with you that there has to be a way to do it sensitively where you can say like in a relationship breakup,
Yeah.
like this isn't working for me. You know, even just pretend to me like I'm really sorry. I need to work on myself.
That's it.
kind of thing.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah,
Like,
unless someone's done something really awful to you, then
Yeah.
like, yeah, maybe you should tell them. But if it's just that, you know, you feel like you've grown apart as friends and you don't fit in the same way, then you can just be like, you know, I, you know, wish you only the best.
Yeah.
But we
That's
need to
all.
move
Yeah,
on.
I feel like that's a very fair way of doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, maybe she should just sit down and have a conversation.
Just be kind about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just be as honest, but in the kindest possible way.
All right, we've got one more fashion one here. I'm in a bit of a January style rut where I feel like I'm wearing the same pair of leggings and the same jumper on rotation. Have you got any recommendations for some athleisure brands that I can invest in to upgrade my activewear game?
For me, I absolutely love Aloe.
Oh, yeah.
For kind of not only working out in, but their day-to-day athleisure, if I'm just kind of lounging around the house, to be honest, but would look really good if I was going out. I don't really go out in athleisure wear, but if I was, it would be Aloe. Really great jumpers, hoodies, tracksuit bottoms, like so comfortable, really well made. So yeah, they would be my number one pick.
I know you said you don't go out in athleisure, but if you What would
No, to
you-
be fair, I would probably wear a matching tracksuit. So jogging bottoms, hoodie, really kind of like thick socks, and put on like some platform Uggs, which
Yeah.
would like surprise people. But I'd get as far as the shop. The
Yeah.
corner shop,
And then you're like, I'm putting my
I'd be
heels
back-
on.
Yeah, and then I'd be back in the house again.
Okay.
But that is how I would style it.
Fair.
And then like I'm loving, well, it's old, but I've got a really great kind of red floor length puffer jacket from Warehouse, which basically looks like a sleeping bag.
Lovely.
And I just think it's so cold at the
It
moment.
is, isn't it?
Obviously, just layer up as much as possible. But I'm sure like Aloe do coats as well.
Yeah. Vanessa?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. At the weekend, this is like I wear this a lot. I'm like the opposite to you. I'll be like, where are we going? Can I wear leggings today? So my go-to. I mean, I'm loving Tala at the minute. I think they're like their gym sets are so like nice, and they've now got a brown one. Like a brown set that I just love it. But like in general, I just like how thick their fabrics are. And they also have some like hoodies and bits. But like I do leggings and then either trainers or I quite like rider boots, you know, like really simple rider boots.
Nice.
Like
Yeah, I love that.
and then little jumper. And then either I also have a floor length puffer. Mine's from Everlane. It's like a black one. And it's an American brand, but they do recycled down, which I think is quite nice. Nice cap on, like a, you know, I don't know, like cap or something.
Yeah.
Very simple. Or what I also like is like more of the Hailey Bieber vibe with the like big long coat, you know, so you wear your gym wear, but on top you have like a shoulder pad black coat like that weekday one that everyone has, like something like that.
I do think that's a really like good tip for elevating your loungewear is putting like a slightly smarter coat on top, whether that's like a long wool one or like a faux fur coat or something, just something that feels a little bit more elevated. I kind of like that juxtaposition, you know, like a matching tracksuit with like a really bougie coat.
Yeah, so cool.
Sunglasses in the bag, and then you're like, oh, actually.
And a bit of jewellery, I think, is always
and
a good tip.
The sunnies, the sunnies make the difference.
So focus on the accessories if you're wearing your loungewear. I personally love Life of Ease tracksuits. They're my absolute favourites. Quite a small brand. The quality is just lush, and they do loads of different colours. And I've probably got like 4 or 5 of their tracksuits. And I'm the same as you, Vanessa. I find it very, very difficult to get out of my loungewear at the weekend. I'm like, do I have to?
So comfy.
Do I have to get dressed?
Like the moment I get in of an evening, I'm just like jeans off.
Yeah. I love loungewear.
I absolutely love loungewear, but in the house.
In the house. Not outside the house.
Whereas I'm like, I'll go to London in this. I don't care. I need to be more Nana, I think. Right. Well, that was really fun, ladies. Thank you so much. That wraps up today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to us if you haven't already, and we'll see you next week.